Welcome back to the beautiful city of Boca Raton. Today is going to be an update video about the Lotus project. I was actually out here for a client and I got some of the latest information in regards to pricing, move-in specials that just got announced. I wanted to go over a few questions I received from some of my viewers as well, such as how does the lot selection process work? Are all the lots equal in the Lotus Palm area and Lotus Edge? Is GL a decent home builder? And what does it look like outside the entrance of Lotus Edge? So if you've never been to the Boca Raton area or the Lotus Edge site, what does it actually look like around the community? So I'm going to share all that information in this video, so stay tuned. First, I want to say congratulations to everybody who got into the Lotus Edge project early. There has since been price increases on the actual homes themselves. The lots have changed in pricing, and also a few upgrades have changed in pricing as well. So if you look on the website, they're going to say the homes now start at 1.4 million, but this does not include a lot premiums and a few other upgrades that you're probably going to end up getting once you are under contract in the Lotus Edge project. So just be aware that the prices have increased from my previous videos. So congratulations to everybody who purchased in early, because there's a common trend here in the Lotus communities that the sooner you buy or get under contract with the builder, the cheaper the price normally is. So you're going to save a lot more money if you're going to get under contract quicker. If you're going waiting to the very end of the community being built, it's going to be pricier. So if you're on the edge now, that might be an incentive for you to take action, because moving forward as Lotus Edge becomes more developed, and especially once the clubhouse is built, prices tend to go up. Now, currently there are 4 early move-in specials that Lotus is offering to customers, and these are the newest ones that just got on the market. The previous 2 have been bought up already, so those are no longer available to purchase. But the 4 new ones, you're getting a big selection here. So the first one that's going to be available starting February 2025 will be the Maldives. This one's going to be their largest floor plan here in the Lotus project. Now the base model of this one, the cost is normally $2.36 million. This particular model is going to be priced right at $2.722 million, and you're getting upgrades already in the purchase of this early move-in special. And so you actually save a little bit more money up front purchasing this way if you're doing one of these early move-in specials, for 2 main reasons. One, that all these upgrades are at a discount with these early move-in specials, and these are the most preferred upgrades in the community. So most people are going to get these upgrades regardless. These are the most common upgrades again. And second, if you're going to do these upgrades yourself, what normally happens is you would have to put money up front when you get in the under contract process. This way you don't have to put up that money because it's already included in the price. It's not an upgrade per se that you would have to put money up front before the building process actually begins, because it's already included as a normal base home practically at this point. But getting back to this model, so for this particular model, it's going to be a total of 5,177 square feet under air conditioner. So if you know anything about living here in South Florida, is that winters. However, our summers can be brutal. So most people will only stay in the portion that's in an AC type of environment. But if you can handle it, you will have year-round 6,886 total square feet available for you. And then honestly, you're probably going to use a lot more of the square footage during the winter more than anything else. With this floor plan, you do get 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, 2 half bathrooms, a den, a game room, a loft, media room, 4-car garage. So I'm going to put on the screen as well. Definitely take a look. This will be the model home floor plan. Just a brief walkthrough about what the layout will look like in the home. It won't be the exact home that's going to be built for this early move-in special. Remember, model homes here in the Lotus project have pretty much all the upgrades all at one time. So there's pretty much overkill with upgrades. But with these early move-in specials, you do get the most common and frequent upgrades in color patterns that Lotus experiences with customers. So you're not getting anything off the wall, lime green, or anything in that nature. And if you're looking for the largest and biggest home in the Lotus project and you want to go all out, this particular early move-in special would be the one for you. Again, it's the largest floor plan that Lotus offers here. It is absolutely beautiful. The second floor plan that I want to bring up that's an early move-in special as well is the Bermuda. This Bermuda, if you're looking for a single story house, it's one of my favorites that GL offers in the Lotus project. It's not too big, it's not too small. And for a lot of snowbirds or people without kids, this might be the option for you. Also, it is the most affordable one overall, usually in the community. So just be aware of that as well. If price is a concern for you, the Bermuda is usually what people gravitate towards for price, or if they don't have a super large family, the Bermuda works just fine for a lot of people. But this Bermuda floor plan will be available April 2025. It's going to have 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1 half bath, a den, and a 3-car garage. So you have his and her car, and maybe one of the kids' cars will be inside as well, or a play car. All of those can fit comfortably in your 3-car garage with this floor plan. Now, the base model for the Bermuda, as I mentioned again, it is the most affordable option, but the very base model for the Bermuda is almost $1.5 million. So that's why I'm saying that the prices in general are going up. Even though they may be marketed from 1.4, it's going to be very hard to get that price in the Lotus Edge community as of right now due to the price increases on the floor plans, price increases on your lot selections, and pretty much all the cheaper lots have already been taken up. So it's going to be much harder to get that price now. So the early move-in special is actually going to be listed right now at 1.6869. So you're looking at a decent amount of upgrades on the property already that you don't have to come out of pocket right up front. Again, this is a great option for a lot of people who are already planning on putting in upgrades. They don't have to take out money now from, say, their stock savings. You can actually, keep investing that money for a little bit longer while the market is kind of, going up and down. Depends on what you prefer and what you want to do, but it gives you more flexibility than having to pay for all the upgrades up front before they even start the contract process and building. The total square foot of the home is 2,573 underneath air conditioner. If you count the outdoor living area that's not underneath air conditioner, you have 3,561 total square feet that you would absolutely enjoy during our winters here again. Now, they do have 2 other options for you for early move-in specials. Again, these floor plans are also great, but they're kind of in that middle ground where they're not the most affordable and they're not the largest, so they're going to be a compromise in both directions. So the next one that would be available would be the Santo Grand. This will be available on February 2025. You have a 4-bedroom, 4 bathrooms, 1 half bath, a den, 3-car garage. The base model for this is normally priced right under $1.9 million. The early move-in special is $2,086,900. Again, you're getting a lot of the upgrades already in the price of the home that you'll probably get already. Again, if you look at the floor plan, it is a very nice living area, and see if you can, imagine your family living in that environment here in the beautiful Boca Raton area. Again, just a shout out to the landscaping here. It is a beautiful way here. I'm actually in the Lotus Palm area, so this is where they keep the models for clients to look at. You go over your colors here, cabinets, and your customization will be over here in the Lotus Palm area. So once you get in contract and you need to customize your new home, you actually come over here, but Lotus Edge is supposed to be even more beautiful than the Lotus Palm area. It's going to be more grand and luxurious. So just to get a general idea of what your drive into your community will look like after the gate, it is really, really beautiful. The GL home communities are very beautiful. Please look around as I'm filming to get a general idea of what your mornings may actually be like driving to work from your new Lotus community home. It is, it's beautiful. It's a nice area. A lot of these communities are nice. We're going to talk more about that later. We got to stay on topic. We do have the final early move-in special, and this one's going to be the Sumatra Grand. So it's going to be available March 2025. You have 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 1 half bath, a loft, media room, club, rooms optional, or make it a 6-bedroom. You do have a 3-car garage as well. The base model runs right at $2,270,900. The early move-in special, though, is going to be $2,607,900. So again, you do get some upgrades in. Now, for this one, you are going to get some upgrades already in the actual home. Again, all these homes are going to have some form of upgrade for you. But again, what makes these special is that you do get a discount already because you don't get to customize your home to exactly what you want. We do save a lot of money because these early move-in specials, again, you get a discount on the upgrades themselves. They're quicker to move in. They've done all the work for you already about what's the most desirable options that most people get in the Lotus communities. And you don't have to go through that entire process of overthinking about your countertops, your cabinetry, your paint on your walls. All that's done for you. Only thing you need to do is be ready to move in when the time comes next year. Because again, these are going to be much quicker than the 14 months out if you're going to build from scratch. Plus, all the time you have to think and spend mental energy about what you want in your home itself. So right now we are at the pickleball court. So if you're moving to South Florida, just be aware that pickleball is everything. So most people that you would see here in our communities, they are going to be playing pickleball year round because we don't get a winter here. It's available, accessible to most people. So the tennis courts are right behind me. They're playing some tennis, but these pickleballs during the weekend, these will be completely filled. A lot of tennis courts are actually being converted to pickleball courts because of how popular it is with people down here in South Florida. So just to get a general idea, these communities at the Lotus projects, as of right now, all the ones I've been to that GL has built, not just Lotus, but the GL communities in general, have been very, very active. And Lotus Edge is planning on being no different because all these communities, as I mentioned, are usually very, very active in the community. A lot of the residents, and what makes these communities great is that a lot of the residents like to organize events, meetings here in the clubhouse. So if you're moving down here, you're worried about, making new friends, finding people who you can relate to, talk to. These communities are absolutely great for that because you're kind of surrounded by like-minded individuals here in these communities. And the clubhouse environment is what sets the Lotus GL projects apart from a lot of the other communities that you may be interested in. So I do get clients who are interested in the East Boca area, the far east, the older homes. Yes, they're Florida bungalows. They're beautiful, but they're worried about how they're going to make friends. Again, you can easily make friends here in Boca Raton and go to all the parks and whatnot and pick up a pickleball paddle and easily make friends there. But if you're looking for something you could just walk to from your house, these Lotus projects will give you the opportunity to live, right here in your pickleball haven will be right over here. So you can enjoy pickleball, tennis, the pool. There's going to be in the clubhouse here that, almost built here in Lotus Palm. These clubhouses do take a lot of time because they're so massive, but the Lotus Edge one's going to be way bigger than this one. It's going to have a full service restaurant, a full service bar. So if you're into entertaining, you can easily just walk from your house to the clubhouse, invite guests over. You don't have to worry about tidying up everything in your house or being able to provide or cook for them because you have a restaurant right there in your community. Again, the lifestyle in these Lotus projects are all about convenience and luxury. And if you have kids, they're going to have a younger kids playroom. They're going to have one in here in the Lotus project as well. But in the Lotus Edge project, they're going to have an even bigger kids play area with an arcade. They're going to have a teen basketball court, multiple indoor group fitness classes. So if you ever went to a GL community and went to tour the clubhouse, I always recommend tour the clubhouses of these communities to see how they are. But the general trend is that the communities that GL builds for these Lotus projects and the ones in the surrounding communities, they tend to be very, very active, especially the indoor group fitness. So it's not uncommon to go in there, say on a Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, there'll be a yoga instructor, Pilates instructor, CrossFit. They have all these different types of group activities right there in your clubhouse. So you don't have to get that gym membership or travel too far out. And because you don't have to travel outside your community, it gives you the safe area down here in South Florida. So if you're worried about, people coming in and out or have to drive through traffic, this is a great convenient for you because everything you practically need, the community will provide it for you. If you need to go shopping, you can have your Publix delivered right to your door if you are into that type of thing. But these communities do have a lifestyle director that will be in charge of putting on events for you. So you don't have to plan events, what you're going to do. You'll have a calendar with everything that's coming up. So you can stay, up to date of what's going on in your clubhouse and stay active in the community once you move down here. And it'll be easier for you to integrate into the area in a area like this, like a neighborhood like this. Now we're going into a very important issue, and that's going to be your lot selection. So besides picking your floor plan, probably the other important thing that you would have to decide once you're deciding on buying in these Lotus communities is, where is your house going to be located? So I started the video on purpose in an area right in the cul-de-sac area that's very close to the Florida Turnpike. And this is a very busy road. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but it can be very echoey in a cul-de-sac, plus there being a major road there. You could have a lot of road noise, and if that's something that disturbs you or bugs you, you may not want to be right next to a major road. So definitely check out the area, see what it sounds like outside. Some people are completely fine with some road noise next to their house, but in the community itself, there's going to be some houses that are quieter than others. So when you're looking at your lot for the Lotus Edge selection, it's going to be very important to look at some of the major roads. So what we have is Lyons Road. This is a very busy, loud road, and it's going to be where the entrance of the community is. The main entrance will be right there. I'm going to have a video towards the end of this video that's going to give you a general idea of how loud this road is. There is also a high school with a stadium that's going to have games at night with bright lights and maybe cheering. You know, it's just something to think about for your lot selection, and nobody else is going to tell you this. Nobody else is talking about any of the negatives, but I just want you to be fully aware that the lot selection process is also very, very important. GL did get approved to build this massive wall, this barrier, but you're still right next to a high school. Now, this is something that your agent might not even bring up. If you're already working with an agent, they may not bring up the importance of a lot selection. They're probably just going to say, hey, you know, this is an affordable option, but won't go over the reasons why it's the most affordable options. If you like to work with me, you're not working with an agent yet, here's my contact information below. I do work with this builder. I've been out to this community quite often, and I can just help you get things running smoothly during your relocation process down here to the Lotus Edge community. Or if you're planning on buying into any of these communities around here, I'd love to help you, love represent you, and make sure everything goes very smoothly during the build process or your buying process of a home that's already constructed, because buying a home can be stressful at times. And it's good to work with somebody who knows the area and is here to represent you, and this is exactly what I do. And I tried to bring it with these videos to have a lot of people get a better idea of what they're buying into, what they're moving into. So a lot of my viewers are actually from the Northeast area in the United States, Canada, and a lot of overseas people who, you know, visit Boca Raton but don't know all the communities around here, kind of know the beaches area, the East Boca. But again, these Lotus projects are relatively new for most people who reach out to me. So I understand that, how that is for some people, and I'll try and make that to go a lot more smoothly for you. So again, contact information. I'll love to work with you and helping your family relocate here, because this is absolutely beautiful. Even though it can be very hot, it is a beautiful area that is green year round and blue skies. You don't have to deal with the gray skies anymore. But moving on to the lot selection process a little bit more, you will have, so going back to the map, we have the site map of Lotus Edge. To the right, you're going to have Lyons Road, a very busy, loud road right there. All the way over to the left will be 441, another very busy, loud road. And you have a high school to the top right that's going to have a separation wall. Just think about that, and when you reach out to me, we'll talk more about your lot selection process and the give and takes of the area. Now, if you were planning on living, you know, with no neighbors behind you, the only way you can do that is to have a water view behind you. And a lot of these lots are already, you know, being bought up because a lot, they don't want a neighbor directly behind them. So you can see like this house right here behind me, it has a water behind them, a water view. They don't have a neighbor directly behind them. That's one less, you know, person to think about. And they have this amazing lot here that somebody must have really helped them get, because they don't have a neighbor directly to the side of them and behind them. It makes everything so much more quiet and peaceful when this happens. Now let's get to the part, is GL a good home builder? So I just want you to be fully aware, if you go online, there's going to be a lot of hate against GL homes. It's going to be because they're taking these communities that used to be a forest area. This particular area used to be a golf course that has since closed down, but some of this was farmland and things in that nature. And a lot of people feel like GL Homes, the person in charge of the Lotus developments, is taken away from the natural beauty of Florida, and they're just making these, houses that are taken away from the beauty of the nature part of Florida. This brings on a great topic. So if Lotus/GL Homes was not here, this would have been a golf course just kind of sitting here overgrown, or farmland. But what they built was this community that people actually get a chance to live in and provides housing. And people may say, yeah, these lots are pretty small, but when you're living down here in South Florida, sometimes the smaller lots are a little bit more convenient because everything grows year round here. So I had a little corner in my yard, a little flower bed, and you'll see like stuff like this, like the flower bed behind me. You got weeds already coming through. They may have already pulled those weeds out last week, but things grow so quickly here. The less yard you have to manage, unless you are actually into farming, you may not enjoy as much of a large yard that you may think of. And most people now, we live busy lives, and taking care of the yard all day is not something that people, pay as much attention to. But here, the community is well taken care of. And the yards are, fairly nice. They're large enough for your kids to have a swing set, put a pool in. Most of these yards will have pools added to them. And a pool can range usually right above $100,000 to put in. But you can also use somebody outside of from the builder to add the pool later if you wish. Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. Just have the builder do it. But it's something you may want to consider. But going back to GL Homes. So the builder provides a housing service. And what they provide is a nice product. So these homes here are beautiful. They're very, very beautiful homes that are well constructed. They're made of concrete. So the top and bottom of the homes are, block concrete. The bottom's reinforced. They have hurricane impact windows. They have probably the best tile roofs here in South Florida from any builder. These tile roofs are very special. They're made to help from the environment, protect you from the environment of South Florida with all the heavy rain, the hurricanes. These tiles are actually very, very heavy, and what they provide here at GL Homes is a very good quality product for the consumer. So as a builder, I think they're incredible. I have 2 horror stories from builders down here that I would like to share because I don't get these stories with GL Homes. GL Homes builds, in my opinion, a very good product, a very high quality luxury home that's built to withstand the South Florida climate and weather, the hurricanes. I'm not going to mention the name of these builders, but one particular builder, for the homes they built, they put luxury vinyl flooring on the bottom, top, stairwell, everywhere in these quote unquote luxury homes here in South Florida with no type of barrier between the floor and the concrete. If you know anything about luxury vinyl plank, or if you worked with flooring before or remodels, is that water will destroy these things underneath, like moisture, quicker than you imagine. So it only took a course about 6 to 8 months after construction that the floors themselves start bowing up where they connect at. And this is, if you know anything about the home builder warranties, the home builder warranty for the quote unquote bumper to bumper usually lasts us for about 1 year. And it took about 6 to 8 months or so for these damages to start taking effect just from sitting there. So even if the people were only in their house for part of the year, the damage occurred right towards the end of their home warranty. And it wasn't just usually in one location. It was throughout all these homes, on the stairwells, around the kitchen. And this particular builder actually fought the residents, saying that, it's because you didn't have, window coverings. The sun damaged the floor, or you must have spilt water on the floor. That's why it's damaged. When in fact, the luxury vinyl plank here is not as good as it is, say, in California and more in other climates that are not as humid, because the humidity here and the moisture just damages these floors like crazy. And the builder actually fought back, and the actual customers had to fight greatly to get this covered underneath their home warranty. And it was a nightmare for a lot of people. And this builder, it just left a bad taste in my mouth for all their projects moving forward, because pretty much the entire neighborhood had massive issues, and the builder was not being cooperative and was knowingly using a subpar product in their quote unquote luxury home. A second builder, so another builder here, they had homes in a row, 10 homes like the ones behind me, and they had to connect a sewer line. So another builder had 10 homes in a row, such as, the ones behind me here. And normally each home will be connected to its own main sewer line, but the builder got all the way to the point of, putting in windows. The concrete was poured. They're putting in windows. They're putting up, sheetrock, drywall, and the only one home out of the 10 was actually connected to the main sewer line. You can only imagine of how bad this was for the builder. Pushed everything back about 6 to 8 months just for the builder to correct this major whoopsies that even the inspectors didn't see along in the process. Because the most logical thing is connect the houses to the main sewer line, but this particular builder did not. And this is where I'm getting at here, is that the builder here, GL Homes, provides an amazing product, amazing home opportunity for buyers who are looking to relocate down here to South Florida. Yes, Florida is a beautiful place to live. It's full of nature, beauty, but I am under the impression, but my own preference is that I love what GL is doing with these Lotus communities. Again, I'm walking through one. They look absolutely beautiful. The entire nature, the serenity, everything is gorgeous here. And I enjoy what GL Home is doing. Yes, they're taking away parts of old Florida that used to be here, but this would have been mainly just swampland with no features for humans to enjoy the actual environment. But they provide a quality product that they stand by, and if you have trouble with your home, they stand behind their warranty. So this is why I recommend, buying a GL Home, because they're a great builder here in the area. Another side note is that GL Homes, if you notice behind me, like this yard is elevated and they control the water in their home sites very well compared to other builders as well. They spend a lot of money, research on the land elevation to help with drainage in the community that you don't see it right away, but when it rains heavily here, you'll be very thankful that GL Homes actually puts a lot of effort in the actual drainage and elevation of everything to help control the water, because flooding in South Florida is an issue at times, and GL Home is completely aware of that. So when they build these Lotus projects, they spend a lot of time on the site development to making sure everything is going to be handling the water downpours that you will get here in South Florida very smoothly. That's another highlight of these GL Home communities. I just want to throw it out there because they do put a lot of work into the site work, and I just want them to get props because nobody else is bringing it up. Their beautiful site work actually out here is amazing, and the fact that they can help manage all the water and flow of everything so well, it's more reassuring buying a home in the GL community compared to some of the other ones that were built, say, in the 50s or 60s that didn't care about site work. They didn't care at the time about elevations. You're not going to get this really anywhere in East Boca where they care about the elevations and the flow of the water. Everything was just kind of built right there on flat land. So that's why you have Old Floresta, one of the oldest neighborhoods here in Boca Raton, having massive flooding issues now, especially right there off of Palmetto. It's always flooded there. There's always water, even with light rain. So something like this is something I just want people to be aware of, that there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes that the GL builder themselves put a lot of work in to make sure you're getting a good quality product. And lastly, if you do use the builder to finance your home and use their title company, they're offering up to $20,000 in closing credits. This can go towards more upgrades, your down payment. This can go towards closing costs and a lot of other things. So just be aware that even if you have a lender that you've used, a major, big box, Chase, Bank of America, you may still benefit usually from using your builder lender. If you're buying outside of a new construction community, a local lender I have found is best for most people to use somebody local in the South Florida area, just because they're used to communicating quickly, effectively with agents, builders, everybody involved. The local agents tend to be best, and they'll get you a better deal, and closing tends to go way easier dealing with a local lender here in South Florida rather than dealing with a lender that you can only get in touch with from 9 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Makes a drastically big difference. I just want you to throw that out here. But definitely compare what your lender has to offer with the lender out here to see if it saves you money. You might get a better rate, more towards your closing, pricing. So something to be aware of overall. So if you made it to this part of the video, like the video, subscribe, and if you're thinking about moving to the Boca Raton, Florida area or areas right next to Boca Raton, my contact information here is below. I'm a local licensed Florida real estate agent. Will love to help you relocate down here. If you need help selling your home before you want to move down here, I can also help you find a good local agent in your market. I work with EXP, one of the largest brokerage here in our country. And one of my latest referrals to help somebody sell a house before they move down here to South Florida was in Seattle, Washington, with a home value over $4 million under contract less than 30 days to help them move down here to South Florida. So I can help you with the screening process to find a good local agent, to have everything work smoothly. So reach out to me if you're considering selling your home as well, wherever you're located. Until next time, take care.